man is. We step into some grown man is. Conversation on some grown man is. Put your hands up on some grown man is. We puffin' on some grown man is. We sippin' on some grown man is. We vibin' on some grown man is. We lovin' on some grown man is. I know, you know, that you're down with me. You know, I know.
We are here. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It is another award-winning Grown Man Conversation. It is the visual podcast. I mean, you can hear us as well as you can see us. And like the old heads say, it is great to be seen. We got a great show for you tonight. Why? Because great energy bring great guests. And that's all we have. Every podcast, every guest, it's always great energy. Who am I? I am one half of the co-hosting team or the hosting team. And I go by the name of Tonex, ladies and gentlemen.
Man in the building.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where am I? You know how much fun I'll be having over here on this board.
Right.
You know how much fun I'll be having on this board. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I sure would. I am the other half of this dynamic duo and co-hosting team, and I go by the name of YSquare.
That's what Clark Campbell said. Now, I could have hit crickets, but hers, you better get it together. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, saints and sinners, mains and sides.
Yes.
We have an award-winning designer.
We do.
Okay, creator.
Extraordinaire.
Stylist.
Yes.
Model.
Yes.
And cancer survivor.
Yes.
She goes by the name of Sala J. Ladies and gentlemen, clap it up for Sala J. Clap it up for Sala J, ladies and gentlemen. Sala J. So nice we have to clap. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm so excited to be here. Yes, we're excited to have you on the show and talk about all things Sala J.
Okay, Saucy J.
Saucy J, right.
Not Saucy J.
Right, she got a new name when she came
Okay,
in the
then.
studio.
Beyonce to switch it up.
Yes. To Saucy
Sasha
J.
Fierce. Okay, so the people are like, all right, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. Paint a picture for the people that are watching. Just give them a little background on who is Saucy J.
Okay, Sala J, a.k.a. Saucy J. Hairstylist for 27 years. 2 kids, 19 and 22.
Whoa.
I've been in Charlotte for 27 years doing hair. I've done some designing. I've done some bodybuilding competitions. And just out here living and traveling in a nutshell. But my main thing is the hair world. That's my passion. So
27 years.
27 years.
How do you keep doing something 27 years?
You got to be passionate about it.
Right. Gotta love
Passionate.
They say if you find something that you love to do, you never work another day in your life. That's how you feel about the hair.
I do. I've wanted to do hair since I was 5 years old.
Okay.
In the back seat of my mom's car, I did my first braid. I'll never forget when I was able to get that hair going. I was excited, and in that moment, I was like, "This is what I want to do."
Okay,
and everybody knew.
Oh, this is nice because I bounce this off to you, lady in the blue and fit grown
Hey,
fit.
grown fit over here.
She knew she wanted to do hair at 5. When did you know?
So I was around 7 when I actually started doing it.
Really?
You know, on myself, and then 13 when I started doing my mother's hair in the neighborhood and the people in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So it was a passion like her. I started with my baby dolls. And once I got that braid, and I had, at that time, it was the baby doll. I think her name was Christy Love, I want to say, but she was a dark-skinned doll. They had them in the white dolls, too, but she had the ponytail that grew. And it would come.
One of those.
Oh, honey, her ponytail would grow.
We never seen that toy. We never seen that toy.
I had her. She was.
those.
I want to say maybe Christy Love is something I'm making up, but I want to say it was a Christy doll. I feel like that was the name of it, but that's what really made me fall in love with hair.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, wow. So, yeah. And then we also have some of the same stomping roots because you work with Benji and Anthony, them, and Sheer
Yep,
Illusion.
and Sheer Illusions.
Yep.
Sheer Illusion.
That was part of my
With
stomping
the big
ground.
scissors,
too.
the
Yep.
shells.
I was at the Yellow
on the
House on
board.
Central Avenue,
Yep.
and I remember them talking about Yolanda over there because I was with Benji.
Wow.
And I remember them talking about her, but I never met you
Yes.
until like later going out. And I'm like, oh, that's Yolanda from the other Sheer Illusions.
That's Yogi.
Yogi, that's what they called her.
Call me,
So
Yogi.
you still doing hair?
Are they still doing
Are
it?
you still doing
Yeah,
hair?
yes, I am.
27 years and still going.
Yes.
Sala is the bomb.
I will keep going. I just saw a story on and you've probably seen it. It's an older lady. She just passed away at 102 years old. Wow. It's a black lady, and she was still doing hair.
Wow.
Really?
Going
Yes.
to the salon
She
and
was
everything?
still going in the salon, and she just recently passed away. And I think she did hair up until she was like 100. And she was in there just shampooing. She said, I love it, and I'm going to keep on going until I can't go no more. And that's what she did.
Well, I bet you when she gave you that scalp massage, that shampoo,
Right.
they had that finger.
Get up in there.
Yeah, that's what I would, honey. I could do it. I could do a shampoo on that hair, honey.
Yeah.
What's up, Demarius?
People looking at
Hey,
us.
D.
Instagram,
What's up,
Facebook,
Facebook?
That's my
and
girl.
tell them how they can
Hey,
go to
D.
YouTube.
And YouTube, of course, you can go and watch us live on YouTube as well, which is Grown Men Conversations podcast. And I'm sure you guys, of course, are seeing us through Facebook as well as Instagram. And Demarius D was saying that she loved that doll, too. So you remember that doll, right, girl?
Now we got to look it up. Somebody look up the doll
And what was the name
that
of
they are
it?
talking about, and somebody give us the name,
And
and
the
we're going to do
hair.
something nice for you.
Right.
Don't ask me what it is, but trust me, it's going to be nice, okay?
Right.
Where do you do hair?
I do hair at the Sweet Life off of South Boulevard.
Okay. I went up in there
Sala
one time.
J
We had a
Studios.
pop-up
Sala
shop
J
up in there. It was
Studios.
nice.
We
up
had
there.
fun that day, too.
Oh, man. It was off the hook. Sala J
We had
Studios.
fun that day. Y'all got to come back and do that again.
We
It
need
was
to.
so much fun.
We need to. We
definitely
need to set
will.
that up.
Yeah.
We need to set that up. And you heard her, so she can't take it back.
I mean, hey, y'all want them, right? Get them
um,
socks and this
Oh,
grown
man.
Right.
fit.
Come on now.
We had, and
Okay.
she's a big
Grown fit.
supporter. I don't know
Big
if you saw
supporter of
the
it.
picture, the latest one I put up from
The Vegan
Vegan
Vibes.
Vibe Music Festival. She had that teal and
White and the
killing
teal.
it all the way
Y'all got
down
to get
to
some.
the
It
sneakers.
fits so
She
good.
killed
I
it.
love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That feedback is so important, and I appreciate that.
She's a
I
grown
appreciate
fit ambassador.
I am an
She is.
ambassador.
Right. She didn't even realize it, and she is.
What kind of hairstyles do you specialize in?
Let's see. I don't know
do
that
it
I.
all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of my clients are probably relaxer free. So my specialty, I can blow dry some hair.
Okay.
So to know me, you know that I can
can get that
I can
blow
get that
dry.
hair straight.
Okay.
She also is great with color. Sala does my color. She keeps my roots black.
I love
always-
doing color.
She's always
yeah, and
changing
she
up her
always
color.
has
Yeah.
phenomenal
I mean, speaking
color
of
in her
color,
hair.
look at what she has on
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
I
A
mean,
little
this,
Sala J for y'all.
this
Little Sala
is
J.
popping. The color is vibrant, just like her
Yes.
energy is vibrant. Now, I got to ask a question because you know you're a fashionista, but you're a designer too. Did you design this piece?
Now this I did not, but I will have it on my website. The tops, but the skirt, yes, I did make
Okay.
a skirt. It is a Sala J.
Yes. So let's talk about that too. So this whole Sala J brand, of course, hair is what pretty much put the Sala J name or you as a brand or an artist. I'm gonna say artist because you do more than just do some hair. I think you're an artist. But then I've seen you are growing your brand, or you have grown your brand into other things, and now it's a whole Sala J movement, which then took you, I think, into the clothing or into designing, like the cat suits.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what I remember, honey.
Yes.
She got
I
me
forgot
that. Remember
about
that cat suit?
Yeah, you
Baby.
trying to put that thing on. I said, where you going in that?
Yes. I said,
Where are
with
you going in that?
With you.
She going out.
Right.
It's
With
going
you.
out.
With a
Right.
coat on.
Right.
Them things is incredible.
But
Thank you.
how did you kind of morph into that? And did you always know how to sew and design from pattern? Like, what was the inspiration? What made you start that?
Okay, take it back. We going back.
Let's go back. So the whole clothing design, I always had a desire to know how to sew. So I remember, like sewing kits. Your mom had that sewing kit back in the day with the needle and all the thread and stuff. And I would take old sheets and make clothes for my Barbie dolls and stuff. But I never learned how to sew outside of like home economics. But I always wanted to. So I got a sewing machine probably about 15 years ago, and then I put it aside. And then one day I was talking to one of my good friends, and he wore bow ties. And I was like, I'm going to make a bow tie. I just needed something to distract me from this crazy relationship that I was trying to work my way out of, honestly.
That's when the best creations actually are born.
Yes, I
Mary
was just
J.
trying to,
Blige.
I can't, let me find something to focus on. So I went to Target when I got off work, got a sewing machine, and tried to make this bow tie. I still have it. It was crazy looking. That thing looked so crazy. And so I was like, I showed it to him. He was like, And so I ended up pulling up a YouTube video on how to.
That's what the bow tie was like.
That's what the bow tie said. When he showed it to her, that's what the bow tie did.
It was bad. It was bad. I'm gonna post it. I still have it. I'm gonna post it on social media one day soon. And so I end up making really good ones. And so that's where the sewing started. And remember when I was coming down to Atlanta and y'all did the bow ties and stilettos? And I had bow ties then, and I would wear the bow ties, right? So I had a neat way to do the bow tie where you could change it. Like it snapped, and it was in two halves. And then you could snap two different kinds together, but once you tied it up, it made it really unique, saucy.
Saucy. Yes.
And so then my birthday was coming up after that, my 40th birthday, and I was looking for a cat suit, couldn't find anything. And I was like, well, let me make something. So I made a cat suit, and as I started making cat suits, the attention on social media got so hot that a scout searched for me, sought me out and asked me about participating in New York Fashion Week, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Yes.
I was seeing those pictures too. I was like,
I
oh,
know.
shit, New York Fashion Week
Week
with a cat suit?
How was that?
What's she doing?
It was probably one of the highlights of my life, honestly. And it was the moment when I walked down the runway as a designer, holding the model's hand, knowing that family and friends were back home watching it live, streaming, and I was just like, I am really a designer. I didn't, I never would have seen that moment coming. Like, if somebody had told me, girl, one day you're going to do New York Fashion Week, I'm a hairstylist. Now, I'll do the hair behind the scenes, but I'm not going to be the designer. So it was awesome. I can still feel that moment. It was fun.
Started with them dolls when you were taking sheets and you were clothing. That's when it started, and it kept going and kept going, and it manifested into something big. Shouts out to my girl officially Tiffany and everybody else that's on my IG. She said, "Shoot, I'm gonna go buy me a sewing machine."
I know that's right.
Get the sewing machine.
But look, what is even more amazing, you could see what she said from here.
Yeah.
That's what because I can't see none of the comments. I can't see none of the comments.
Give me some claps for being able to see the phone.
That's what I'm talking
At
baby, you can still see.
It's mighty fun how you always been able to see now.
Yeah, but I just can't see that far. I couldn't see that comment that she
or a
said.
picture from somebody.
Oh yeah, it seemed like they get magnified.
See how you can't miss them.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can't read that. You
Yeah,
can read every damn thing else. Listen.
Look, I might need to collaborate with Sala J on some female grown fit stuff. I forgot that designer bug that's in you. We might can collaborate on something.
That would be fun.
Nice. That would be nice. And I heard you say something. You said it was your birthday, right? Shameless plug. I just pulled that just so I could tie that back. Change the camera angle up, would you please? November the 18th at Stats. Okay, we're gonna have the grown man born date celebration in the comedy show. I need everybody to come out, come celebrate that born day. Sala J is gonna be there.
I got my ticket already.
And,
gonna be in the building.
You only get one born day. Celebrate that trip around the sun. 365 days. That's a hell of a trip. So come out, come through. Stats. Go to YSProsENT.com. YSProsENT.com and get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. Get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen.
Or if you have any questions.
Don't cut me off.
I'm sorry.
It's about to.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I want to.
You know it's Scorpio season. Things get different until November 21st with me. Okay,
it's different already.
Right. Don't cut me off like that. Okay.
But also, if you have questions, you can also call 770-899-9936. Just wanted to throw that in there.
We're back with Sala J. Ladies and gentlemen.
I love them.
With Saucy J.
We're back with Saucy J.
Saucy J.
Okay.
Can I get a little bit more sauce? Speaking of some sauce.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Hold on a second. Okay. Right in the middle of the flow.
This is Grown Man Conversations.
When people say, I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I don't worry about what other people say, I always tell Yolanda, we all say that. But we do worry about what other people say, and we worry about what other people think. Sitting here looking at you, the hair color, the fashion, the color. You have to be, number one, secure in your own skin, but you have to have a high volume of I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Okay, about what nobody is saying. Would that be true?
That is true.
Okay.
That is absolutely true.
Okay.
I do my thing, and one of my mottos, one of my sayings is because I can.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not. Yeah.
So when I first cut my hair and did start doing the crazy colors, and people were like, "Well, why?" And I'm like,
Why not?
"Because I can." Like, it's like I don't work a corporate job where I have to be concerned about that. I understand people who do work jobs and they have to be conservative, but it's really not a conservative bone in my body. Like,
Right.
I like to be on the edge, like right on the edge of people. Like, what does she have on? And where is she going?
Have you
I
always
like that.
been that way?
I think so. The older I've gotten, the more bold I've become.
Okay.
Where I just really don't care. When I was younger, I
Right.
remember we moved. I was born and raised in D.C. So coming from a city and moving to the country, Martinsville, small town.
Martinsville, Virginia?
Martinsville, Virginia.
NASCAR.
I lived there for 5. Yes, NASCAR, exactly. Hey, Martinsville.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, and so that's my mom's hometown. So we relocated back from D.C. to Martinsville. So you're talking about taking a girl from the city with that style to a small town where I look different, talk different. It was. I didn't really fit in,
Right.
so I kind of pulled back slightly because people just didn't understand. But when I came to Charlotte, it was like,
They
I'm just.
embrace you.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah.
So what would you say to the female, the young girl, the woman, the female? Because I feel the same way too. I feel as I've gotten older, I'm a lot bolder. I'm stepping outside of my box more. But what would you say to that young lady who is stuck and who is in the midst of that shift, who wants to change, wants to do something different, but she might be a little insecure or a little bit worried about what people are thinking and saying? And the reason why I ask that question is because sometimes, people can see you and look at you on social media. They can hear you in an interview, and it's like, okay, like I did it. But sometimes people need tangible stuff or things that maybe, not saying that it's going to totally work for them, but something concrete that maybe they weren't thinking about or maybe they weren't doing to apply to themselves that can help them. So just what kind of
For me,
helped you?
you just do it. So, like, my clients come in, I'm that one. I'm always encouraging, motivating, so I'm a risk taker. So I'm not a scary kind of person when it comes to trying new things and doing things and going places. I'm not afraid of that. And so I always tell people, just do it, because you're not going to know until you do it.
Right.
So that's what I've done. Outside of that, I don't know what advice to give somebody other than to just throw caution to the wind and just jump and do it.
That's
and you'd be
good advice.
surprised that people don't really, do they really care? I mean, they're watching, but then they're distracted with their own, they're going to talk either way. Right. So,
right. And sometimes it's that fear within us that we need to get on the other side of, right?
You just got to do it. You just got to press through it and do it. I always tell my friends, like, I'll jump with you. Like, let's do it. Let's jump. Let's get out there. Take the risk.
Exactly.
Someone banging, yes, honey. Okay, they backing you up on that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people say risk takers. A lot of people, they stay in a safe place. They stay in their comfort zone. And so when you said, well, people going to talk regardless, they are. They are. If you're doing something positive, if you're doing something negative. The negative gets glorified. It gets blown up.
Right.
The positive stays quiet. So you have to believe in yourself and what you're doing. That's why I asked that question, because some people, like if I saw some people and one day I saw them with their hair and then the next day their hair like yours, I pull them to the side and I be like, listen.
What's really going on?
What you going through? Okay? What is it that you can't talk to your wife about? Like, what's going on with you?
Something's wrong.
Yeah, because you just had waves and now you got green waves. Like, what's going on, Curtis?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, but
Curtis did
Curtis, I don't know, but I just felt like somebody named Curtis would do something like that before like an Oscar or Jerome. I just felt like that was a Curtis type scenario.
Move.
That was a Curtis scenario. Tyrone would have never done nothing like that. Okay, his girl, TT, would have done that. Okay, and she would have color coordinated her hair because if it's green here, it's green here.
Oh Lord!
Okay, so it's green everywhere.
It's green
Color,
everywhere.
hand claps for the color coordinated hair, ladies and gentlemen, talking about it. I'm making up the names as I go. So now
It's a brand called Down There Betty.
Down There Betty. Give it up for that brand, ladies and gentlemen. I was today years old when I found out about that.
And that was years ago. I just remember it being a product out there that could color the hair
that
down
would be
there.
dangerous.
I wouldn't play around with it.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah, honey.
I've seen people with their armpit hair that have grown it out and they've done different colors with their armpit hair.
That's too much. And that seemed like it would probably be stinking. Once you get that much armpit hair out to be able to color it,
If I ever see somebody hold their hair up at a concert in the summer and they got red, white, and blue hair, I'll be like, oh, okay then.
I'm going to send some spray because it's probably funky.
I think everybody musty.
No, I don't. But with that much hair for color, that's got to stink.
I was in Germany, and you know they wore they had hair on their legs. They had hair on their
You like
armpits,
that little
so-
musty smell or something.
It's not, I didn't say anything about it. Don't laugh at it.
You must
Don't
like
do
that little mustard smell.
Ain't nobody said
honey.
nothing about a mustard smell. I'm telling you about culture and showing you.
I get it. But stank is stank now. So I get culture, but stank is stank.
Everybody hair up under their arms. It don't mean it stinks.
No, but there's a smell. So, when you go to other cultures, and it's like, this is
You're
what
lined
Roman,
up.
we jump off different
You're lined up.
subjects.
Okay.
We're not supposed to be talking about stink, but
It's
I'm
not
just
stink.
saying.
You said there is a scent.
Yeah, there is a scent.
Okay.
So hair and all of that, and especially if it's in a confined place, whether
Goes
it's in
into
your
it,
private
right?
parts, whether it's up under your, it's gonna have a smell.
Right.
So, and sometimes over there they don't even bathe the same way that
Where's
we do.
over there?
I'm saying
Because
in other
over there, where we are situated over there, could be across the hall. And you could be
mean,
saying,
in other
over in
cultures.
Studio B, they don't bathe.
Well, in other cultures, they may not use the same bathing techniques that we use.
Bathing technique.
And so the water may be different, the
water's different.
deodorant.
Yolanda
or-
is going around her elbow to get her thumb. You not Dave Chappelle. Ain't nobody gonna cancel you. If you just won't say the people.
I don't know, they might.
If you won't say the people, ain't nobody gonna cancel you. Yolanda, somebody they over there.
People.
Listen, over here, you've seen where they come on and tell you that some people got wash days.
Right.
And a lot of celebrities
Right.
are not washing
That was
until they say
deep.
they feel dirty or they see dirt on their skin.
And the children too.
Washing. The kids too.
Once you feel dirty, I mean, you should know that's beyond dirty. Because you normally get the smell before you get the feel.
No.
No?
It depends on how you disguise it. Some people
you get the smell before you
some
get the
people
feel.
get the feel.
Unless you've been rolling in dirt. So some people can walk around, you know what I'm saying, and they might not feel gritty or they want to roll in the dirt, but you smell a little humpy. You got that hump. And they got that hump smell.
In the dirt.
So, but okay, let's get
right,
off
from
of
Sala J to
Saucy J.
people's scents in different parts of the country.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But that was
Geographical
because of the hair
Jane.
color up under the arm.
Down
thing.
there, Betty did it.
Yeah, down
Right,
there,
down
Betty.
there, Betty.
Betty did.
Which is crazy. Do they have a down there Betty for men?
I think you could probably use it.
It's probably in unisex.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm
Why
pretty
would you
sure.
want to color your pubic hair? Well, why not? Like she says.
Well, why would you?
Why not? Well, why would you get a Brazilian wax
But
and you're not Brazilian?
Remember they were doing the was it with the bedazzling down there?
Yeah.
But what did they call it?
Bedazzling.
Bedazzling, was it? It was something.
Bejazzled or something.
Bejazzled, yeah, but yeah, they were like jeweling it out and everything.
I know who that was. And I feel safe when I say that was not us.
Right, that was not us.
With no damn rhinestones on your vajayjay. I
Would
wish
that
I
not
would.
be exciting?
I wish Yolanda
that
would.
moment,
For the
probably.
moment,
Yeah, for that
right? I
moment,
don't know how long it would last, but that might be kind of just come out
just a
just
little
with
something with-
bedazzles all over.
I wish
you.
Yolanda would come home. And I come in the door and she talking about, come here, baby. And then she got a
Some
robe on
Swarovski.
and all these little bedazzles. Let me show you what's gonna happen.
We're going to hear the little
What you
sound.
doing, Yolanda?
She's
What's wrong?
sparkling.
No, 23 years. I said, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Sparkling.
You're going to wait till now to do this. You should have did this first 3 years. Now
But
you're
like
going
if
to wait
the
till now.
lights is out
If the lights
and
is
it's some
hitting and it's
twinkles
popping
and she
and it's
laying
just-
there
So you want,
twinkling.
popping
so
in-
you better be playing some Donna Summer because you're trying to be a little sexy disco ball. You want the lights to hit and
That
then
might
go
be
across.
like that.
Little disco ball.
Yes, I like that. The sexy disco
I
ball.
like that. The sexy disco ball. Y'all
Oh,
let us
right.
know how
Human
that
disco
goes.
ball.
Right.
Right.
You want me to tell you how it goes?
Let us know how that goes, right?
Sala J, okay? We keep on trying to create if you want to. That's how it's going to go.
It's
All
not
right.
going to go. That's what's going to happen.
Not gonna go.
It's not going to
Well,
go.
somebody try that and get back with them
Yeah,
and
let us
know.
know if it works out for you. It looked like someone said something on Instagram. Can you read
Do any of you ladies sleep with a pillow between your legs?
Oh, yeah.
I work with some cultures where they tend to go all natural, and that's their tradition. That must be Jordan girl.
Yeah.
No, that's Mama Son. Okay.
Mama son,
They
okay.
go all natural. OGD Lee.
What's up, OG?
Bedazzle the snazzle. All right. then.
Bedazzle
Yeah.
the snazzle.
the
I like
snazzle.
that.
No, you don't. Quit doing it because somebody out there right now at the house with some crazy glue and they sitting like this.
Don't use Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, don't use
They sitting right here. They like this. Oh,
It might not come off.
girl, bring me a rhinestone. I'm trying
It's
to.
going to be stuck forever.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that.
If you do it, use lash glue.
Yeah.
Lash glue? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's safer. You can peel that
peel
off
that off,
easy.
yeah,
but don't use any like nail glue or
Some of you ladies is
Gorilla
bald.
glue
You can get
or-
a pack of lashes and just glue the lashes.
No, you need to hit the want.
No, I'm hitting. Ladies and gentlemen, that was funny. Ladies and gentlemen, that was classic material here.
No.
That is hilarious. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you are a tell the people some of your story, please.
Okay, so my story actually connects to the because I can and me just living my life.
Okay.
So during the time, it's been 8 years now, but during the time when social media, selfies and all of that was popping off, taking pictures, I always it was the third time that it had come back. I had a cyst in my cheek. And first time it came, I was like in elementary school. People would think I had like a gumball in there. And then the second time it came back was right after my son was born, and I had it removed again. And then it ended up coming back again sometime after my daughter. It wasn't a big deal because you're not really posting on social media, right, at the time. So it's like you're not looking at yourself like we are now.
Right.
And I just remember it was just getting a little bit bigger, and I wanted to get it taken out. So when I went to the doctor was like, well, it's the third time we've removed it. This will be the third time. So let's do a CT scan to see if we can get to the root of it so that it doesn't come back again. It's the third time it's come back. Mm-hmm. Well, I go to do the CT scan, and he calls me in, and he's like, Miss Johnson, we see, that is nothing life-threatening, but we see, like, some growths on your thyroid. And I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't know if it's cancers or not, but we want to do some tests. And fast forward, we would do the tests. Pretty much 99-point-something% sure that it was cancer. I'll never forget when I got the call when I was I was at Cheesecake Factory at South Park. And I remember getting the call, and I was by myself, and I just, like, froze. I was in one of those two-seater booths, and I just froze. Wow. And I just kind of put my head to the side like this, and I was by myself. And this lady and her daughter were sitting over to the right of me, and the lady saw me crying, and she gets up and she comes and she hugs me and she starts praying. And then I called a friend that came and joined me, and I had like 4 weeks to get the surgery. They were like, we want to get it out, as quickly as possible because we don't know, how far, like what's going on in there. They say most of the time with thyroid cancer, it'll be on one side. When they did remove it, it was on both sides. I'll never forget when they asked me my pain as they were bringing me up out of the anesthesia. I was in the little holding room or whatever. And they were like, what's your pain? And I just remember asking, was it cancer? Because they really weren't going to know for certain if it was cancer until they removed it, right? So I'm like, okay, y'all going to go remove it. Maybe it's not cancer, but then my thyroid is removed. And so I remember asking them if it was cancer, and then they told me it was. And I remember starting to cry, but they gave me some pain medicine, and I remember, like, going back to sleep. And, but it was on both sides, and it was stage 2.
Wow.
So my story with the thyroid cancer is if it had not been for the cyst in my cheek, I never would have known about it because the doctor had tested my thyroid to see if I was hyper or with the different things with your thyroid. And my thyroid functioned fine. There was nothing wrong with my thyroid at all other than it had cancer, right? So it functioned completely like it was supposed to.
And the cyst had nothing to
do with it. So by the time they took it out, it was stage 2 and had already started to get into my lymph nodes. So then they had to take like some of my lymph nodes out or whatever. But if it hadn't been for me being concerned about what I look like to everybody on, social media, it's no telling how I would have discovered it if it had not been for that.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
So so then after I got the thyroid removed and all of that, I left the cyst in my cheek for years before I just got it taken out right around the time when I was competing. I think it was like 2018.
Really?
When I finally, because I was like, okay, I'm about to be standing on stage, and it seemed like the smaller my face got, it felt a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So I just went to a plastic surgeon because they kept making me nervous, saying that there are some nerves that run through your cheek, and we could cut it could paralyze your face. And so I was like, I'm just going to go to a plastic surgeon that works on faces.
Right.
And he took it out like it was nothing. Dr. Theo, he's awesome. If some
Shout
of y'all
out
know
to
Dr.
Theo.
Theo, yes. And he took it out, and that was that. And I'm here, and I'm fine. And
Hand claps.
Yeah.
For her being here and being fine. I know a lot of y'all sitting there looking at the podcast when she said, because she heard stories about nerve endings in her face, and her face could freeze on one side or something. Y'all saw me smile. But I was not smiling because of the story she was telling. I didn't want y'all to think I'm sitting here and I'm finding any of that funny. That's not what I'm smiling at. But what I am smiling at is when she said that, my mind, being a comedian, it went to a reference commercial that me and Yolanda used to watch. And I would call Yolanda in the room, and Yolanda would be like, I'm not watching that. It was...
I'm not even going to do that. Ooh.
please tell me.
Go ahead. Do
I'm
it. I'm going to let you do it. No,
you said you no.
I'm not going to do it, but you do it.
No.
Please
What
tell
commercial
me.
they referencing?
It was. Go
ahead.
You
What
ever seen
commercial
the
you
commercial?
referencing?
The lady come on there. She said, I ain't been like since I was smoking since I was 8 years old. I used to smoke Marlboro.
I'm not going to. Okay. I'm not
Now
going to laugh.
I'm trying to let you know that if Sala J, you can hold that laugh in if you want to. You seen it? She said, I
don't know.
No, I'm saying that's what she did.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, and so that's what did it.
And so that reference about the throat made you think of that?
Because you know how her face looked when she did it, right? I didn't even do the face. I just did the voice.
Don't
You want me
do
to do
the
the voice
face.
and the
How
face?
face?
Don't do the face. Don't
Her
do the
face
face.
look-
Sala J said don't do
Don't do the
Don't
face.
do
We
the
don't want
face.
them to do the face. Don't do the face. The comedian.
The comedian.
The comedian.
You know what I'm saying? The comedian. He's
The
always
comedian.
a comedian. He's going to find the humor
In
in
everything.
anything.
In everything.
It helps. it helps.
I guess it does help.
When you started bodybuilding, which was crazy to me, you was like, I was bodybuilding, I was competing. Yeah. I'm like, what hadn't she done?
So before we go into the
Wait a
compete,
minute. You cut me off. That's true. I got a joke I want to do when we come back. I think Sala J will find it funny. You go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
So what I be trying to do is just keep us on, you know what I mean, the little schedule of what we're supposed to do. So I got to shout out the sponsors.
You must.
You know what I mean? We're at that part of the show where I have to definitely shout out Grown TV Network. All right? I know y'all get tired of hearing me say it, but I'm going to keep on saying it. Grown TV Network is where you can watch recap episodes of Grown Men Conversations, the visual podcast, as well as Grown Fit.
on the screen.
They are another, you know what?
They don't even know I'm on the show.
Grown Fitwear. Let's put us all on the screen. Then Grown Fitwear, which is another one of our sponsors, as well as Wines with Brian. And tonight we are drinking an awesome rosé. A rosé. So definitely thank you all for who do watch in and tune in to us on Tuesdays for the visual podcast on YouTube, or whether you're on Instagram or Facebook, or if you also are a subscriber to Grown TV Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. So, okay, we can go back to the conversation now with Sala J.
Saucy J.
Saucy J. I love Sala J, but I like
it's about
Saucy
to change.
J.
A new hashtag, Saucy J. Y'all get ready.
She's saucy with it.
Oh, okay. Sala J. Now, when Sala J was working out and doing competition, bodybuilding, what I want to ask is, before maybe you even knew, heard of, studied on your own about the influence of your diet, what you eat, and how it pertains to your health, especially when you're talking about cancer. When you were bodybuilding and working out and all that, I'm sure your diet changed. Did you notice any correlation between how you were feeling, if you were feeling better, and how you were eating or anything like that?
Yes, so I've always been pretty health conscious. Then after the cancer, I really started going more organic and just really being more purposeful about it. And when I decided that I wanted to compete, the only reason why I hadn't gone vegan, because I had been vegan one time before when I was like 21 years old, but I was really skinny and I was 21, right? So before kids and all of that. But I had been leaning towards going vegan, but I didn't want to be skinny. So when I started working out, competing, working out to get ready for the competition, I told my trainer, I said, I think I can maybe build my body. I saw what he was doing with my body, and I'm like, well, I don't think I have to be skinny.
Right.
So I told him, I said, I'm not eating any more meat. And he was big mad.
Really?
You gotta have some egg whites. You gotta have some chicken breasts. What are you gonna do? And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna eat any more meat. And I noticed that as I was preparing for the show that was coming up, my endurance was better. Like I felt like I could go longer. I could do more. I wasn't as fatigued as, if I was like before, like there was a noticeable difference. Like when I started training with him, I was eating chicken and seafood still. And then when I stopped eating all that, I noticed I felt stronger. I did. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just not. So you're going to have to figure out what to do. And then the first competition that I did, he just threw me in there and I wasn't in it to win it. You know, I was like, let's just see what I'm going to do. And they called my number out and I'm looking like,
you end up placing, huh?
I did. I placed 5th.
Yes.
Wow. 5th place gets applause on this show. Gets big applause on this show, ladies and gentlemen, for your first competition.
Stepping outside the box like that?
It was just he just threw me in there just so I can get an idea of what to expect for the competition. That was in September, August or September. The competition that I was prepping for wasn't until April the next year.
Oh, wow.
So he was like, he said, just do it just for kicks and giggles, and and I was like, okay. So then he put me in the show at the end of the year, and then I got 3rd place.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
So she skipped 2. She's going up. She's going up. Going like the Jeffersons.
That's right. So when I would do the show that I was prepping for in April, I got 2nd place.
She's moving up, ladies and gentlemen.
You can see the difference in my body, too. Like, each competition position, you can see, how I was leaning out.
Leaning.
So I'm planning on doing it again when I turn 50. So I'll start prepping next year to give myself 2 years. I'll be 48 next year.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to take my time. But when I turn 50, I want to stand up on that stage. You're going to do it with me.
Look, I'm sitting here saying,
You
I'm
train-
about to do
you
it
should
in
train
December.
with her.
I would love to do that.
And maybe we'll do a show. Maybe it will do something before then. But let's
I
just
was gonna
start.
say, let's start now.
Yeah, we can start now.
Yes. Like, I would love to do that and totally transform my
Yes.
body at 52.
I have a trainer. He's a plant-based trainer. Like, he knows what to give us to eat, right? So
Plant-based
that was
trainer?
yes. So he would know exactly what to give your body. Hawk, Barbarian Hawk.
It ain't Shabak, is it?
Hawk. He's a Native American Indian.
Hawk.
Oh, how?
Barbarian Hawk. Y'all can follow
Barbarian.
him.
And after y'all
He's
finished
friends with
training,
Marathi.
Oh.
That's how I met him, through Marathi.
Wow.
I met Hawk in Cherokee at the casino.
You did?
Yeah.
No, you did.
Okay.
He's a comedian, so it's got to be.
Because it
It's
was
a
getting
build-up.
ready.
It's
It was
something.
getting ready to start, and I was getting ready to pull Sala J.
She was getting ready
all
to
the
go right
way
on up in it.
It hadn't even cranked up
Right.
yet, but it was getting ready to go. Because all I heard was Native American. That was the tie-in.
And Hawk.
He was
And
up.
his locks are like down to. So I did his hair last week. Follow him on Instagram, Barbarian Hawk. His locks are like so long; they're like down past his calves.
What?
He's not cut his hair like in since he was a little boy.
Wow.
So he has like these amazing long locks. It's crazy. And so when he does his routines and stuff, he pins them up and he does a whole Native American.
Where's the love?
Listen,
Where is
love
the love?
is not trying to be great
Love.
today.
Where
What
is
you
the
doing,
love?
love?
Come on, love.
It's okay. I'm gonna take this one off.
Yolanda, that might be a good thing.
Yeah.
I
That's a-
say let's do
that's
it,
a lot
right?
of-
Don't.
that's a
we
lot
should
of
do
discipline.
it.
I definitely
That is a lot
say
of
let's do
discipline.
it.
But it's easier when you have somebody that you can
do
do
it
it
with.
with. It makes a
Somebody
difference.
said, I believe she'll take first place next
I
competition.
believe, yeah, I believe so too. But I'm looking up.
That's the goal. Thanks, y'all.
You
I
said
just
his
come
name
off a
is
3-day water
Barbarian.
fast.
How did Barbarian Hawk?
Oh, it was good. It was good. It was
Yeah.
it was my first one. It went better than I was trying to do 5 days.
And
with somebody.
HAWK?
HAK.
HAK.
Somebody was like,
Don't do 5
Oh,
days.
yeah, there you go.
You don't know about
Look at his
5
hair.
days.
Wow.
You gonna do 5 days?
I was
Just
trying-
water, no
I was
juice.
trying to, but somebody was like,
You don't know about 5 days, how it's going to affect your body. Huh?
So I said, well, I'm gonna do 3.
So how did you feel? Like what did you notice?
I was-
Clarity?
I was very much so, and I was trying to get to ketosis, where your body starts burning off that fat, but it leaves your muscles alone. And I got to the point where those bad cells in your body start to get flushed out, and the new ones come in, and your palate gets reset because you get used to eating the food with the way that you season and all that, but it's not the natural flavor of the food. So it's like you go back to tasting food the way it used to taste to you. Like some stuff is too spicy now. You'd be like, and then you just watch what you're putting in your body now, because you know your blood sugar levels have evened off, and you've only had water, so it's only water for
Right.
3 days, and mine went 3.5 days. So like your body is super smart, so it knows what you're doing. So there's people that do 7-day water fasts. Most people do it for like once a year, maybe, but 7-day, 14. Man, Yolanda's watching the documentary. This kid did 30 days. Nothing but
That's
water.
a bit much for me.
And he had
That's a lot.
but he was under doctor's care. It was a program, so he was checking in. He was checked daily to make sure his levels, because they were looking from the science aspect. But it's amazing how he lost fat, but he gained muscle
Really?
at the end of the 30 days.
Interesting.
And you can't work out, because when you do water fast, that's what you can't do.
Because of your strength?
Well, you're supposed to rest. You can do like walking around to keep your body in motion, but like some fast, like Ramadan, a fast, you go work out, but you eat, well, you're not replenishing anything. So you go work out, you lose more weight, but you risk dehydration.
Okay.
And you don't want to do that, because when you get into the danger zone, that's when you go from fasting to starving. And once your body hits the starving button, that's when the problem sets in. That's when the problem sets in, because your body starts pulling off itself then. So it was a good experience. I tried to get somebody to do, maybe just one day with me.
And you couldn't find
No,
anybody.
no,
Find nobody.
no. So let's be real on that. I told him that I do it I fast anyway. See, we have different ways on how we recalibrate our bodies.
Okay.
He uses other methods than maybe I need to use. So I don't mind the fasting and the drinking the water because sometimes I end up doing that anyway. When you're moving through the day and you just have like right here. This is my stays cold, always tastes like a spring mountain, honey, when I drink it. So I'll do that and maybe drink 3 or 4 days sometimes.
I like how she said it tastes like
a spring
mountain.
mountain. Baby. It do when I be drinking it, I be like, ooh. And he be getting so mad. Like, it do not taste that good. Yes, it do. It tastes that good. And so my whole thing is, I ain't want to do it. I couldn't do it. So before I go into a whole soliloquy, I couldn't do it. And I didn't want to do it. And I didn't want him to do it. He was trying to do it for a week. I was like, okay, 2 or 3 days is enough. Like, you recalibrated now. You back in. Let's.
But she won't.
But I do appreciate the
information. I'm trying to show her the science behind it and what it's doing to the body. But she don't.
I get it.
And then I was just like, just do it with me so you can see what I'm doing. I had told her to do it half day. Do it 12 hours.
Okay.
And I did. I did 12 hours. I went 12 hours and I ain't drink nothing but water, boo-boo.
Yolanda.
I did,
Elsa,
Anthony.
when did you, Yolanda?
Anthony.
We weren't in front of guests.
We can in front of
No,
guests.
we won't do it.
But I did. I actually
this is
did.
Saucy, this Saucy J and Saucy Y coming out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I got to shout out Demarius. So she found the doll, and it was called the beautiful Chrissy doll.
Chrissy.
Thank you, D.
Chrissy, not
I
Christy.
said Christy, but it's Chrissy. I was close. It was the Chrissy
I wanted
doll.
one of those
Those are the
dolls, but my
down
mom
boys.
was, because I cut all the hair off all my dolls, and I think
Sunday,
she was
what
just
up?
not fooling with me with
Yeah.
that, because the hair is just going to be gone.
Yeah,
So
yeah. What's up, Sunday? Sunday Cleansing Cakes. Got to get you up in here, too, on this podcast to talk about your awesome organic soaps and lotions and sprays and all of that.
So how do you eat now? What's your diet like now?
So
and Carmen said don't classify or title yourself because I'm vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian. He said I'm just trying to eat healthier. But what's your?
So I don't do any animal products. I stay away, except for Bojangles fries.
Got to have them Bojangles fries.
Don't
Hand
judge
claps. Hand claps for Bojangles fries.
It's so good when they hot with that seasoning on it. I just
Let me ask you this:
They be melting in your mouth.
have you had Checkers fries?
I haven't.
They don't have a Checkers in Charlotte, do they?
I
They don't have a Checkers.
No, they don't. That's in Wilmington. He turned me on to Checkers fries.
They have good fries like that.
Listen,
Yeah, they're,
Really?
when they hot, they good.
boy, stop.
I love a good French fry. I love a good seasoned
French fry.
fry. Ooh.
So you don't
Yeah.
eat it? You don't do eggs?
No. So no animal, no dairy, no.
I got
And
a
this-
good egg story for you.
Okay. Let's
I was traveling with Marathi. We were doing our bonding brotherhood trip, right? And so we went on live, and it was about 8 in the morning on a Saturday. So we went on live, and we were just talking about the food. And so I said, well, before I left the house, what I had was some wheat toast and a cheese omelet. And Marathi said, oh. He said, did you just use the yolks? And I say, no. He say, well, the next time you open up an egg, he said, the next time you open up an egg, I want you to look at it. He said, you know what you're eating? And I said, no, what am I eating? He said, that's a baby fetus. I said, well, when I get home, I am taking the eggs that's left, and they're going to have to go. Because after you put it like that, I don't want, and Yolanda tell you, I used to wake up 1 in the morning and go and make a cheese omelet. And Yolanda be like, oh, bring me one of them. Right.
Give me half of that, yeah.
Like the Waffle House.
And he would burn. You know how you cooking and burn it, not burn
I
it,
used
but
to make a
brown it.
really good omelet too.
Once I heard that, I was like, well, we're going to find something
Yeah, so
else.
we've been off eggs. Okay.
So what did it for me, the transition that made it just so easy, was when I watched What the Health. what
Oh,
the
I
health
watched that.
does
Yeah.
me
Give me a fist
out.
bump
Yeah.
on what the hell.
We all got to get some of that fist bump.
Hand
Yeah.
claps on what the health, ladies and gentlemen. Hand claps.
That is
That'll
definitely.
change your direction.
It will change your direction, and I've not desired to go back since.
Yeah.
Like it just completely. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody got stuff that, it takes time to get told. I was telling Yolanda, though, if I'm going to do it and to see the benefits for real, then I have to do it all the way. And it's only, like if I had a vegan checklist, there's only a couple boxes left.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's that damn salmon.
Yeah.
Okay.
The salmon for me.
That's left. But I saw what the health too. And when they said a piece of salmon about the same as having a piece of pork chop, I told Yolanda take the
Wasn't that
fish.
crazy?
I said, Yolanda, cook.
I believe
Cook what's
I
left in the
so
freezer. I'm gonna have to eat
much. I
them.
don't
But then we're
You're
done.
not ready for it
No,
yet?
I'm not ready for all
She
that.
don't
And I
believe it
think,
'cause she not ready to give it up. But
I
it's-
believe
it's-
they
it's
doing
there.
a little extra in that. I get fresh water salmon.
Well, no, boo, because it's
I get the salmon that they catch off the boat and they fly
That
and they
don't-
come
that don't
here that
help.
afternoon.
That don't help.
And they done and
That don't help,
I
baby.
put it up under my little ultralight to make sure it don't have COVID and it don't have nothing else, no mercury or nothing else in it. So yes, that's the salmon that
That's
I
good,
cook.
but
I don't need no crickets.
right, that's
I
good.
need
but
hand claps.
That's good. No, because that doesn't help unless we
Yes.
are raising them ourselves in the pond that we have
I
in
get
the
my
backyard.
salmon from a farm
So we
raised.
feed
I
them.
know where
all
in the
that
pond it
is
came
good.
Okay.
But if we are not doing it ourselves, when the middleman comes
Well,
in,
we don't eat it like
that's
that.
right.
So
I'm
every
just
now
saying
and
though,
then
when the
I have a
middleman
piece of
come in,
salmon. I have
that
to let
mess it
that
up.
go.
And when you go to the basic fundamental aspect of the whole thing, it is a living animal, so it has a soul. So when they go at it from that aspect, that I'm saying, when they go at it from that aspect, they be like, "We're not eating nothing live. We're not eating no animals." So that's where it is. So that's why I was saying on my little checkbox list, the salmon would be checked, and the potato chips would be checked. Even though potato chips are empty calories, you don't eat a whole bag 1 o'clock in the morning.
I don't want to give up my chips either.
Yes.
Well, you can
I
make
don't
them.
either.
I
You
can't.
can make them. You can
Right,
take the
I don't
potatoes
want those-
and cut them. You bake them, and they come out crispy.
I know that they're not probably the best,
Right.
but I do
That's your
like
snack?
I do like me a good potato chip.
What
and
kind of chips you like?
So I'll get the ones from Whole Foods, like Whole Foods little whatever Whole Food 365 brand.
Yeah, you get that little bread on to make you feel good about yourself. Make you feel. Let me tell you who got the best
Feel good
chips.
for eating chips.
Marshalls and TJ Maxx.
Through the checkout.
You get to the front. When
Listen,
you get to the
I will
front,
grab
they
me some.
got
They
some
got the. I say I ain't
good
never
chips
seen
that
this
you
before. What the
can
hell?
They have,
Is
like, the
Hawaiian barbecue kettle chips. Yolanda, we got to try this.
I've
You
gotten
gotta
some
try.
good snacks in that checkout on the way out. I'm a
gotta try.
Marshall's girl, so yeah.
too.
Yolanda, what's your snack?
I have several snacks. So I like the almonds, the nuts. I mean the little caramelized what's the little nuts?
Yeah, from Publix.
Yes, the caramelized
Cinnamon
nuts.
toasted almonds.
Cinnamon toasted almond
You
nuts.
like the
and
pecan
I like chips.
pralines.
And I like chips.
What other snack you like?
Chips. Yep. Yeah. I don't know where you going to.
I just-
Saucy J about to cover her ears.
No, it ain't like that. It ain't like that. It's in the pantry. Her snack is
Yeah,
in the
no, but
pantry.
I like chips.
So why you looking like that?
Cause
though?
I don't know where you trying to go with this.
Where are y'all trying to go? I thought he was going somewhere
Yolanda,
else.
because Yolanda got a. Yolanda,
Okay.
I have a guilty
Okay.
Yolanda
pleasure,
has an
but
old snack.
yeah, and
she won't,
and
she
that's
won't
my
say that
business.
about it. Okay.
Like Tiffany say, not Tiffany, but
Right.
Tabitha
Who is
Brown.
Tiffany?
Tabitha
Tabitha Brown.
And
Mhm,
that's your
because that's
business.
my
That's your
business.
That's my
Because
business,
that's
and
my
so
business.
mind your business now. And I eat my goalies.
You what?
I like goalies. Do you
The
eat those?
candy?
Yeah, no, the
What's the goalie?
the vitamins, the ones that.
Oh,
that's
the
energy.
goalie, the
That's
apple
not-
cider
yeah,
vinegar
apple cider
one, then they got
yes.
ashwagandha
That's
ones.
not
Yeah.
candy.
I didn't say it
It was
was.
just, I like them. Like you be popping them.
No, I was just saying when we were talking about health things. I eat my goalies. That's all.
Once I get those boxes checked, Miss Sala J, okay,
Then you'll be ready
I'll be-
to let all
I'll
the
be in
animals
there,
go.
Okay, it was hard for me to give up the cheese, but I used the
Cheese was difficult.
the vegan cheese. I use that in the vegan cheese slices.
And that's still a
Without
little
the
a
milk.
battle with me sometimes. That vegan cheese sometimes it depends on it tastes plasticky, and I just my thing is, and so
Depending what
I might
brand you
put
get,
that
too.
on like that diet. What do you call it? Diet? Yeah, that one. But I might sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan, like some fresh Parmesan on top of it, just to, cause it just has a plastic taste to me. Can't think of anything else. So that's another thing. That's the struggle.
That's why they got different, and they have different brands. Cause
BioLife
every
is my
brand is trying-
favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
I've used
favorite
them.
one. Is the BioLife.
I use them.
Does it melt good?
I think it melts
Better
than some of the other ones.
Okay.
That's like I made a grilled cheese today that was really good. Whenever I make my grilled cheese for people, they be like, "Oh,
What kind of bread do you use?
I like Dave's." Dave's bread.
But here's
Dave
the
be
thing,
doing
though.
it.
Here's the thing, and look at Sala J, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to look at her face when I say this. Dave's will make you ask yourself this question on the bread aisle. Why is this $2? Why is this $3.50? Why is this $4? But why is this Dave's $6.57 for this loaf right here?
It's some good bread, I guess.
Did you hear what I said, though? That's $6.57 to have you. Sometimes you be like, all right,
I'm going
I'm going to go ahead and get this Publix wheat. I'm going to go ahead and get this Publix wheat for $2.69. I can't do it.
But that's that whole.
You're right, though. You're right.
That's that whole, like, not eating animals, period. Like,
Yeah.
it can become expensive when you start organic. It's just more
Yes.
expensive. I go on Whole Foods. That's typically where I do my shopping. And I'm just like,
That's a whole. That's almost a car payment.
But you know it's not expensive
or a
when it comes to
bill,
your
not a
health.
car payment, but a bill.
Because a cat will go and pay something for a bag, or a cat will go and drop this for a belt, or a pair of Jordans, and so and so and
But
so.
you should be able to, willing
But
to
your
drop
health-
that for your health.
You want your health to outlive
Just do
all
it.
of them
Yeah.
items. So,
Yeah.
you know, they say the average cart in, they was comparing Whole Foods to Food Line. They said the average cart in Food Line was like $65. The average cart in Whole Foods is $220.
yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter and I would play a game. When we get to the checkout, I'd be like, "What you think? $213.75." Then she'll throw out something, and then the cashier is like, you know, it's like a right.
Like, don't go over that $218. I got
Right.
money on the line.
Right.
Slide that over to the side.
Like
It's
we
going back
playing
to
The Price is Right or something. That was
Yeah.
just our
It's worth
thing.
it though in the
It's-
long end. In the
It
long run.
is. Yeah, your health is definitely your wealth.
Both of you ladies, if somebody was just to come up, you know, at the fair where they have food to guesser, and you go up there and they offer you get a teddy bear, y'all need a bag because you can't guess your age. And the thing about that melanin is, listen, that is the hidden treasure. They be like, black don't crack. Everything cracks. But that melanin, if
Right.
you know what to feed it,
Right.
and you know what to expose it to,
Right.
that don't crack. And that's why you're around here fooling people. When you tell somebody your age, and they be like, what? Like, I used to watch Yolanda tell people her age in the restaurant. And they'll be like, you lying. She's gotten more free drinks at the bar because they didn't believe her what she was. And she would show the ID, and they would be like, you know what? I'm going to go, this one's on me. And I'd be like, well, I'd be like, well, ain't nobody asked me my age. I got to pay for mine because y'all think she look younger. What about me? I don't look my age, do I? I end up paying for my drink. I guess I do. Guess,
Yes, I'm excited.
guess I do.
I never thought that I would be excited about getting older.
I am.
But I'm embracing it differently than I thought I would, when I was younger.
I think when I turned 30, I was like, oh my God, I'm 30. But now it's like when somebody asks me how old I am, I'm like,
honey, guess, how old do you think I am? I'm
I'm proud of it.
Yes,
like,
me too.
no shame at
I know.
all. I
Me
love
too.
to tell people how old I am.
I do too, y'all.
And I'm
y'all
happy
know
to be here.
Yes.
So
It's a beautiful thing.
it
Yeah.
is.
Like, you should embrace those trips around the sun because
Absolutely.
365 days ain't no easy task.
And it's coming. Capricorn season is creeping up. I'm gonna let you have it. I know we just
Oh,
started
you
in Scorpio.
got to let us have it.
I know I'm gonna
Ain't
let
no
you
gonna.
have it.
Ain't no gonna. It's you got to let us have it.
But
You
just
know what's
know
happening right
that baby,
now. The world's most dangerous zodiac sign is in effect. Never. It's in effect right now. Okay, they write books about Scorpios. It's in effect right now. You understand me?
Are they writing books about
Books
it? Really?
about them Scorpios.
Wow.
Okay, books.
Well, I need to look up. It's some greats that's on December. Some Capricorn, and they on December 30th too.
Oh, I know.
Like,
y'all,
it's some real
y'all
great
take out the
grapes.
year
Yeah, baby.
and bring in the new year,
Yeah,
and that
we make it right.
and that's a beautiful thing. The reason y'all have to come in is because after we finished.
Y'all done tore it up.
We done tore it up so
They got to
bad.
clean house.
Y'all got
We
to
gotta
clean
come
it
in
up
and clean
before
house.
January 1st hit.
Got the clean.
So what
house.
y'all are really, y'all like God's janitors, because y'all get y'all God's housekeepers. Y'all get it back after the Scorpios, and then we bring in the new year on a good note. Because if we took the December out,
Be like,
Right.
woo.
what?
Right.
You want to know what year you was in?
Well, we want to thank you all for joining us for another Grown Man Conversations visual podcast with the one and only Sala J tonight,
Yes, I had fun. Thank y'all for having me. It's always
Yes.
fun with you guys.
Oh, we had
Thank
a
you.
stone cold blast. And we
We
appreciate
did.
you coming through
y'all.
and spending time with
Yeah.
me and Yogi.
Yeah.
Yogi.
And remember, you can listen to us on all podcast platforms as well as going to YouTube, watching the shows live when we go live. But then also go and subscribe to Grown TV Network, growntvnetwork.com, where you can see all the recap episodes on that platform.
Hey. And make sure that you go to YSProsENT.com, ladies and gentlemen. YSProsENT.com. If you have
Miss
any
Vanna
questions
Black tonight.
about tables, okay, booths for VIP, advanced tickets, you can call 770-899-9936. If you would like to sponsor a table, we'll tell you how you can do that at 770-899-9936. Go ahead and get your advanced tickets November 18th at Stats.
Yes.
It is going to be crazy. Marvin Hunter is hilarious, the grumpy uncle. You need to go follow him.
Yes.
Look at some of the videos. It is going down.
We got King and Iconic Truth in the building. The band, the house band, is
them.
going to do something special for Tone X. And we also have a special guest.
Yeah, we got
coming in
plenty
to
special
perform.
guests coming in,
Special
too.
guest is popping up and performing. Royalty is going to be in the building. Duchess is going to be in the building. Saucy J is going to be in the building.
and don't
And also have to shout out to our other sponsors. Have to shout out The Realist and Mama Rock's Kitchen.
oh yeah.
As well as the Modge Podge. They are two of our VIP sponsors who've gotten their tables sponsored, who sponsored their tables, and also sponsored Laugh It Up Thursdays.
So if you want to sponsor a table, you know, like I said, hit up the number, and you can do that. All right.
Ricky Lewis is on. What's up, Ricky?
That's Port City right
What's
there.
up,
I need
Port?
to holler at the Port. I ain't
Yeah.
seen Port in a minute. Hey,
Yeah.
November 4th, that's how we starting off the whole Scorpio-Vember month of activities. And I'm celebrating my born date the whole month. So November 4th is Ladies' Night Out. That's with Jagged Edge.
Yeah.
I'm hosting that. It's going to be crazy.
Crazy.
Royalty is going to be there.
Yeah.
Iconic Truth Band King is
Yes.
going to be there. But ladies, it's going to be something. I got a lot to say. I'm trying to see if I can get canceled like Dave Chappelle. There might be some money in that. I done told you, Londa. Might be some money in the
If you
upswing.
can get canceled like
on
Dave
that.
Chappelle, you trying to get canceled?
Well, I mean, what Tupac say? All publicity is good publicity. So, you know, put me in front of them cameras. You never know where it goes.
Never know how it goes down.
Yeah, but it's going to be something. Make sure y'all come out, ladies. Make sure you come out, okay? And we are about to go. You know why? Because time is running out.
Bronny. Oh, and isn't LeBron playing
You
tonight?
sure do. I wasn't even going to bring that up.
Oh.
Now, I was cool
I
with
was
that.
bringing that up for you.
Because I cussed the lights out, Sala J, right in the middle of the show. When LeBron played, I was like, all right, then.
Well,
Brother,
I
she
feel
done said goodbye
special.
now. Right. Got
are
you here on
special.
Braun night.
Yes.
Yes.
Got you here on Braun night. Plus, shout out to my son who was in the city.
Justice.
Big Just.
My baby, my firstborn.
He had a born date on Saturday, on the 23rd. He turned 23 on the 23rd, so what's that considered?
That's
your
his golden year. Yes.
I can't have one of them
Yeah, you've already passed yours.
because it ain't 50-something days in a month.
You already had your golden year, baby.
I can't remember when I had it.
Well, you probably had it on when you were 17 because your birthday is November 17th, so you were 17 on the
Can't
17th.
remember when I had. The gold is tarnished.
You were 17.
You had to
baby.
shine it up.
You were 17 when you had yours.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
I
couldn't have
was-
been 18 on 18.
Because you had to be 17 on the 17th.
Oh, that's right for you.
Yes, and I was 30 when
Why
I
are you
had
talking?
mine.
But now why you starting to talk to me like a substitute teacher where the child don't get it? Like the child don't get it. Because you got
see?
to...
We had this conversation earlier because I sometimes have to repeat myself. Like I had already said, exactly what it was.
That's why I want you
And
to
then
work
you
out with
asked
Sala
me.
J. So you can get some of this aggression. You can leave it in the gym. Okay? You can take it out
We getting
on
ready
the,
to do
on
this.
the barbells and
We
everything.
getting ready to do
Yes.
this.
We're gonna do this.
Y'all
Sala
get
J.
ready. We getting ready to do this. We're going to tear that stage up.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. note.
will be saying
Thank you. God bless
au revoir.
you. Good night.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
It's a grown man in the building. I don't think you're ready.
I like that.
Come on.
Question.
We riding on some grown man knees. We step into some grown man knees. Conversation on some grown man knees.
Just put
Put your hands up on some
yes and no.
We puffin' on
Are
some
you
grown
going
man
to
knees.
miss
We sippin'
me
on some
and
grown
Yolanda
man knees.
when
We
we go
vibing on some grown
and
man
move?
knees. We loving on some grown
Get it
man
in.
knees.
Because I could say go. Y'all be like, well, you coming back? You taking a trip. Move.
We thinking about it, y'all, for real.
Y'all gonna still hold us down? Because we still gonna do
Yeah, they
grown
still gonna hold
conversation.
us down.
It's just gonna be studio.
Yeah, you gotta come to the Dominican Republic, baby.
It'll be on a beach with a monkey on my shoulder. Right here. Because when I get back over there, I don't know what Yolanda's first order of business is.
Put your hands up on some grown man. We puffin' on some grown man knees.
They have the
We
largest
sippin' on some grown
brain.
man knees. We vibing on some grown man knees. We loving on some grown man knees. I know, you know, that you're feeling my swag.
If you don't have
know,
that attention,
I know, it's something that we never had. Grown man never wait for you, so go ahead and do what you do. Just step
Oh, no, they
down
not.
and step up.
And then the little monkey gonna get slung across the
Yolanda.
animal control gonna call.
I was gonna say Peter can come at you.
Yeah,
You don't
Peter
sling no
and
monkey
where that monkey
across
don't
the
sling
lawn.
no doodle on my walls.
No monkeys. No monkeys.
And that monkey better not sling no dookie on
No
my
monkeys
walls.
will harm.
On some grown man.
I done went
Say
old
it,
school. I
but it's
said
hard.
dookie.
Man knees. We loving on some grown man
I want
knees.
you to grow up and stop saying that.
Cooter. I said
Cooter
cooter.
bug, cooter, all of that. That sounds.
Oh, God.
When I
This is,
walk
you know,
into this
I'm
place,
talking about.
everybody stare up in my face, wondering who is that brother right there with the black diamond and rubber in his hair.
Thank y'all. Good night. You weren't supposed to see all this.